You are watching Dime a Dozen on MTGO Academy featuring Jason Moore.
Hi folks, it's Jason Moore here, and we've won the die roll at round 1 of our Pauper daily event against Zacurero 22. And I have not played a daily event since version 4 came back. Obviously, this is one of the first daily events to come back. And we have to decide if we want to keep this. I think we can. It's not completely mind-blowing, but it should get the job done. We're going to lead on Secluded Steppe here. And our opponent is here, so we're ready to get it going. Now, I'm really not sure how popular my deck is in the format right now, but I think it's quite good. So I hope that I can show you guys exactly what I mean. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a lot of threats to start off, but we're going to kick it off with our 2-drop. And there may be some lag issues, so we got to be careful about that. Hey yo, Veteran Armorer is on the scene. Now, could be playing against Delver. Oh no. We're playing against Esper Familiars, and I've only played this matchup once. I miraculously was able to win, but I'm not sure that'll be the case this time. We do have a Journey to Nowhere for an early creature, and we have these 2 Guardians Pledge, which I think are going to do quite a bit to possibly help us pull it out. But on the whole, I don't think this is a matchup we want to face ever. Ever! I don't even know why there's an island in his graveyard. I guess he had to discard last turn. So here comes Cloud of Fae, and now our life is over. What's he going to do? I think we want to get the Cloud of Fairies out of here. More so than the Sunscape. Actually, he has a second one. Yeah, this deck is really ridiculous. It's a nightmare for us to be facing this so early on. But what are you going to do? So just let him do his thing, and we'll see if we can make any sense of this at all. I mean, at this point, since he has 2 clouds down, if he's not just going to outright combo us right here, we should maybe take, and now he has 3, so we should probably take the Familiar out. And then if he wants to trade with somebody, whatever. But he seems to be pretty well set up. Let's see what he does with this. Keeps 1 card. Now he's going to start flickering or something. I don't even know. Oh, snap! As Evan Irwin would say, holy snap! Yeah, this looks really bad. Oh, gotta love it. Snapping again. He's snapping impossible right here. This is his turn 4 or 3. This is his turn 3. This deck is bananas. I mean, what do you even do to this? He drew at least 7 cards here. Probably more than that. I would imagine he's drawn at least 9. 9 or 10 with the preordain and all that. And he's leaving up a trick, nevertheless. So, we have to decide if we want to try and remove something. He's got 7 cards, so removing 1 creature doesn't really appeal to me. And he does have us gummed up on the ground. So, we might just want to try and fight him off, get our Hawks in the air, and hit him with a couple of Guardian's Pledge. Taking out 1 Familiar might be okay, but it looks like he's just going to flicker it. I guess it's okay to Journey because if he does flicker, it at least makes him use it on our terms rather than his terms. And we might even be afforded an attack step. So we can trade off an Armorer for a Mole Drifter. I'm not sure how much I like that. We're not really getting in for damage. But we're also... Yeah, I guess we do attack with both. Because the Hawks aren't going to be very good against that Mole Drifter anyway. So if he wants to just trade off, what is it, 3 guys for 2, that's fine. Yeah, it looks like that's what he wants to do. I'm actually going to kill all of his Cloud of Fae, because I think that's more dangerous than the Mole Drifter at this point. Yeah, I want to kill the Cloud of Fae. So yeah, I'm fine with all that. Yep. Let's do it. Sure. Sure. Even though he's kind of blocking our Mole Drifter, he must have like a 4th or a way to get it back. So, you know, this deck is really hard to play against, and there's no 100% right answer. But I think what we did has slowed him down a bit, even though he had a ridiculous turn that I think is probably unbeatable. Might as well just see what's possible. I think we want to just flood the board, and then we'll start using Guardian's Pledge. Now we can attack and use Guardian's Pledge, but I still think it's better to flood the board at this stage. So, and he knows he has another Cloud in the deck, possibly in his hand. He might just be holding it, so there's that. Yeah, we're just going to leave it like that. Nothing else we can do. No attacks. So this sets us up to possibly get him with 2 pledges in a row. And that's basically our game plan at this stage. I'm going to close this, because some of you might find that annoying to have it in the corner of the screen, and that's understandable. So taking out his Cloud of Fairies, I mean, I don't really know. He's got 7 cards, and these guys tend to be pretty good with blue spells. I'm just going to F6. Just passes. He's probably got a trick up his sleeve. I still think I want to attack. I'm not sure about playing Order versus playing Squadron Hawk. It's probably correct to play Hawk just to fly over this. I mean, we can kill it, which might be good, but we'll see what he does. He's leaving up some tricks. I mean, maybe he's playing Capsize or something. But we're just going to let this rip. We don't really have much chance either way, so this drops him to 12. Yeah, I think the guaranteed hit with the Hawk, if he doesn't have another flyer, is the way we want to go. So yeah, more so than the Order. Now he's going to do something crazy, get his creatures back, or some, yeah, obviously. Storm, so we cast, what, two spells, so he can get 3 guys back. Let's see what he does. La la la, Cloud, Mole Drifter. So yeah, it's going nuts. I'm going to drink some water while he puts us in the freaking graveyard. Oh no! Mnemonic Wall. So if he gets Ghostly Flicker, we're probably dead. I'm still going to make him go through the motions. Maybe it times him out. The problem is he's going to see like our entire deck. But I don't think that changes a whole lot. Only Ghostly Flicker works, right? Unless he can make infinite mana. Yeah. Let's see what happens. So he saw a Bone Splitter. He saw some lands. Okay, 3 snaps. Maybe if he has infinite mana, the snaps just finish me off? I'm not really sure. I've actually never really known how this deck operates. Okay, that's... Yeah, he just does this an infinite amount of times. So we can concede, but I don't know. We probably should. There's a chance he messes up, and then, who knows? So I'm probably just going to save my voice here and not really say much else. So enjoy the show. As far as sideboarding, we want to leave in creature removal, actually, I feel, because we want to take out his combo pieces, so to speak. Cards like Prismatic Strands I don't think are very helpful. I think the Relic of Progenitus is something we can bring in. Just whatever we can do to kind of slow him down. It is possible to get them very close to dying, and then if we can just disrupt them a little bit, there's a slight chance we can keep them from stabilizing. So I don't really care that he sees our deck. He probably doesn't even care. And if this continues the way it's going, there's a chance I might just edit the video and cut right to the end. So that'll save you guys from watching this whole long rigmarole. Well, it turns out that he got there. Infinite mana plus recursion plus infinite mill surprisingly works. So we're going to go to game number 2. He finished us off with a compulsive research. But we did shave some time off of his clock that might be relevant. He seems to know how to maneuver his deck pretty well. So it might not be so useful. I'm just going to play around with some ideas here. And we'll see what we actually do want to bring in. I don't think Standard Bearer does much. It does eat a snap. Holy Light can hit some Cloud of Fate and Nightscape Familiar, so I actually like that. I think we just bring in a lot of removal and try and disrupt him. The orders can fight through a lot of his creatures, which is good. So we'll probably leave those in. We definitely want a relic. We definitely want Guardian's Pledge just to finish him off. We kind of dilute our threat density a bit. I mean, we cut one creature here. This can be a creature. And we cut 3 of these. I think that's probably okay. I think we can leave it like this. I mean, this increases our clock. This is an early guy. These are just I mean, maybe Order's better than Armorer. I could see that being the case. But Armorer lets us fight through Cloud of Fae and maybe Muldrifter. And I'm not sure what he could bring in. He might have some kind of Arrows effect or Shrivel effect. And that would really put a damper on our whole strategy. So it might be better to play Orders, but I'm going to try it like this. Yeah, I think we should do it. Alright, let's see what we can do on the play. And you actually get to see the other results. Very interesting. Kind of just scan through. Kind of strange that I guess we're waiting for him to submit now. But I don't have the chat open. Alright, we'll just sit back and relax until he's ready to go. We might end up with some awkward hands that just have nothing but removal. Alright, here we go. Let's play first. Game 2. And this has a lot of removal, but not all removal. We'll keep it. And hope that he mulligans down to like 3 cards. And still loses. Well, he's debating. We have about 6 minutes on him, which is good. Pretty much journey anything that comes down. Which is good. I mean, taking down a familiar is not a bad thing because he keeps 7. We get to keep pushing damage, and we slow him down. In terms, it's basically like a ramp spell, except he gets to ramp for his entire turn, which is really dangerous. Alright, more removal. This might do something. Now, we have to keep in mind, first of all, Sunlance doesn't stop one of the familiars, and it also puts stuff in his graveyard, which, as we saw, he can get back. The stack. Okay, he's trying to save time here. Guessing he'll get an island, but who knows, maybe a plains. He could get any of the colors, really. He got a swamp. See, I'm so good at guessing. I really am. And I would like to use the ability, if I can. Version 4 is very good against me. I don't have a good matchup against version 4. So, but it seems like I managed to pull it off. So this turn we can Sunlance and play a Hawk, which is kind of cool. Yeah, he's going to play a Familiar. We're going to take that bad boy down. And yeah, he can regenerate, but alright, awesome. So this looks good. Yeah, I think this is probably just better. So let's lance it. We can't lance the other Familiar. We want to put his Cloud of Fae in the journey because we don't want him to get it back. And I'll play another Hawk because it's harder for him to block those. And it's a better use of our mana, I feel. No. Alright. So, decent position so far. He has not shown us a Okay, that's it. So I think we'll just do the same thing we just did. Not even going to give him the option of blocking. I don't think he would. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we should give him the option. Right now, my plan is just to do what I'm doing here. Just beat down, hope he doesn't ever draw land, and kill all his guys. It's a pretty solid plan, I'll tell you that. He's got a third one. Bring it. No, it's probably a Cloud of Fae this time. But he just doesn't want to waste, quote-unquote, a Cloud of Fae when he doesn't have the, what's it called? The Karoo land. And he's going to do it right now. So just let him do his thing. Hopefully we can catch his Cloud of Fae with a Journey to Nowhere. Hopefully he doesn't have... Okay, he's going to snap something. Seagate Oracle. Possibly just remove that. I mean, Cloud of Fae is coming down next turn, so it's hard to say. I guess we can just try and get Doom Traveler in the air, but Snap becomes better. So we can put him to 11, 8. Well, it'd be 11 now, then 7, then 3, then nothing. Or we can put him to 12, then 9, then 6. I guess it's another turn. And he's kind of stuck on lands. So I think I am just going to Journey his guy. I know this seems really, like, caveman of me. But there is some logic behind it. First of all, it's one less target for him to Ghostly Flicker. It's also one less blocker. And the way our hand is kind of set up, I think we can possibly gun him down. But we'll see. No, it's Cloud of Fae time, and that might be a problem. Okay, he's got a Familiar. Now we have to decide if we want to take that out or the Cloud of Fae. I'm just going to drink some water and let him do whatever he's going to do. Uh-oh. Snap that. Ghostly Flicker. Oh, he had mana in his pool. Oh, you tricky so-and-so. Well, it's a little tough because now we have to decide, do I get rid of Sunscape? I think we still do, even though we can't really block with it. Top. He's ready to go. Alright, well... The problem with Journey here is that we don't actually add to our board, which is really unfortunate. But I think we just Suicide. I'm going to take out his Sunscape Familiar, and I'm going to Suicide into his board. And I'm also feeling a little bored. I'm just kidding. So he just blocks. He goes to 9. Hopefully that slowed him down. The Journey on the Seagate Oracle might have been weak. But look at this. We've taken out 4 or 5 of his guys. And he's still perfectly fine. The Karoo, I mean, is just very powerful. When you combine it with these broken ass Urza's cards, it's really something. I mean, to think that he only needs to have one turn to play this tapped, and then once he gets to untap it, it just goes wild. He has the most badass turns in the game, and it just totally outperforms a lot of the decks in the format. It's kind of like in Modern, where you can use Amulet of Vigor to untap the Karoos and do kind of busted stuff there as well. But this seems like it's a million times more consistent. So you have 8 Familiars, you have as many of these effects as you want because you have Cloud of Fae, Snap, and then you have Ghostly Flicker also to bounce your Cloud of Fae. It's a nasty deck. And it really sucks we got paired against it this round. But I still feel like our deck is actually really badass. It's kind of unfortunate that this is your first exposure to a match, but the deck we're playing is actually really awesome. And hopefully I'll showcase that with the rest. Okay, he's going to pitch something, but he didn't actually go off. What did he even do with the... whoops. What did he do? What did he do? I'm going to try and... I guess I can't reopen the chat box. Okay, so we can crash in, and then we can play Battle Screech, which I think is the best use of our mana. So I'll do that. Put 4 guys, and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we can afford to do this because all our deck does is produce creatures. I'm not saying in every game, in every match, every scenario we can do this, but in this instance, yes, we can. Just flash it back and try and get there. We are a Guardian's Pledge away from total annihilation, total domination of our enemy. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen, because this turn is about to be bonkers. Well, it has begun. I'm going to F6. Oh no! The graves are being reaped. I don't think we've seen a Cloud of Fate yet, but we're about to. We are about to. That's a really good interaction too with Cloud of Fate, because he can cycle them and then get this back. Alright, here it goes. We're out of here. He's about to take our ass out. And I don't mean for Sunday brunch. Oh, I think that's it. But he doesn't have his Denizen yet. He doesn't have his kill condition. He does have like infinite mana. So I think he can go up to infinite mana and then start flickering the Mole Drifters until he draws his entire deck and then mills us out. Well, that's one way to go. He could also just time out and give us the match. That would also be pretty awesome. I have a feeling that's not going to be his first choice, though. Well, okay, maybe we can look at his chat through here. Maybe I can learn something from this whole experience. Yeah. Maybe not. Uh-oh. What happened to our game? Oh, there it is. There's our game. Isn't it beautiful? Wow, he's got 2 walls. Uh-oh. She's going to get everything possible. That bird token jumped into our hand and was like, oh my god! And then he just disappeared. The look on that token's face was just something to behold. Yeah, check him out. Ah! He might just be going the beatdown plan now. Just forever taking our board down and just attacking us because it's probably faster than his other options. Holy Light here would actually be okay, not amazing. I mean, it doesn't change a whole lot. I mean, taking out the familiars is actually pretty good. But now he can just, I mean, I'm pretty sure he can go infinite and draw his entire deck. Oh, that's it? That's all you got? Well, I would love to just draw into a Holy Light here. It's probably our only chance, so I think we're going to go ahead and just do it. Even though on the board we're looking much worse. Alright, so we'll just play our guys out here. Hiya. No. Hiya. Yeah, I think he's just going to beat us down. I think that is his plan. So I'll block with the Doom Traveler just to get 2 flyers in the air so we can start blocking Mole Drifters. Yeah, and I will block the Cloud of Fae also. Just throw blockers around. It's not. I mean, this is completely mindless at this point. I think you can just also snap the tokens, but it would be really sick to get Holy Light. Just cause. Just out of spite. Alright, well there's the Holy Light. I think we'll save that. I think we're going to save that. Because I think he has Snap in hand. So, there's that. Let's just save it. I mean, there's no point not to. Alright, so now, snapping us. So we'll just Holy Light right here. He probably has another snap, but that's okay. So we get, I mean, we get a couple Nightscape Familiars, we get Cloud of Fae, we get a trio of Nightscape Familiars, so that's nice. But it doesn't do anything. I mean, this board is, I didn't even see this. This guy's kind of a jerk. Yeah, F6, and that's probably game. We're at 16, so if he's going for the beatdown plan, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, okay. You could also just do this pretty much infinitely. I think he would have wanted to do that. I mean, if you're talking about optimally, I think he would have wanted to do that while he still had these in play, but I don't really know. I would imagine that's actually the case. So what are we taking? 7? Yeah, let's take it. Alright, well, I don't think this is going to pan out. We do have Battle Screech in the yard. Hitting another, I mean, maybe hitting another removal spell is good. And we can't do much with 5 mana anyway, so. Does that do enough? I mean, he's got 1,000,000 power. We do have Battle Screech, but this gives us 3 blockers. I think it's actually better. And we should not have any Hawks left, so I will decline to use the ability. And I'm not going to attack. And this is probably our last hurrah here for round 1. So we're going to have to pull a pretty epic comeback But I think of any deck that can do that and go 3-1, it's the deck we're playing, and I'm not exaggerating. This is actually probably the best deck I've played all year long. So, and that's just because I tend not to play a bunch of crazy-ass combo decks like this. But even with that being said, I definitely feel like we can show some awesomeness in the next few rounds. So I hope you guys stay tuned. We're definitely taking a beat down here. But yeah, we'll be back with a vengeance. Talk to you guys later.
Do you love to play Magic Online but have a tight budget? Check out MTGO Academy's Academy Budget Bot in the Magic Online Classifieds. All cards in stock are cheaper than one event ticket.
Round number 2, the quest for redemption. We're on the draw. We're going to keep this hand. We do have 2 Hawks, but what are you going to do? I think we'll play Step first depending on what we draw, because I want to use the peaks. Looks like it might be mono black. Okay, we draw another Step, so that makes it even more fine just to play this. And maybe use Teetering Peaks to get something going. Which is, oh no. Alright, so we probably want to play Armorer. Oh, or we could just play Sunlance. I mean, I think he'll kill Armorer, so I think I just want to Lance this and play Secluded Step. But I guess we could also Lance it next turn. It's definitely debatable. It does set up our mana a little better to play Step this turn. Yeah, I like this because he's just going to kill Armorer. If we can get him to expend some removal on the tokens, then it's possible that Armorer will actually stay on the board later. And we may just have to play Teetering Peaks right now. He does have another Witch, which kind of sucks. And we draw a Field, which is actually quite good. I think we'll actually just play that over Armorer, because we can set up some cool stuff after that. We get Battle Screech, or we get Armorer Hawk. Yeah, I think we want to play this first. If we play Armorer, we can set up the Screech for turn 4, but he's going to kill it. So we end up with no board, not really having done anything. So I think this is fine. And we don't want to morph this. He's going to kill it. There's a pattern here to what I'm saying. So we want to get this down so he at least cannot get just free pings with his witches. Don't know what he's waiting for. Hopefully we're not lagging out. But yeah. Just F6. We give this guy a little boost. A little boost. And that's it. I don't think we play Battle Screech right off the bat, because if he makes us discard, it's a decent option for us. I think we actually play Armorer Hawk, and hopefully our guys are just really big. Okay. Sign in Blood is like the least threatening play, so I'm always kind of slightly happy when they play that. It's like I didn't get hit with Chittering Rats. He doesn't have another Witch. So yeah. Let's see. I think it's still better to play Hawk Armorer, because we get the other Hawks in hand, and maybe he can't kill this. So I still think it's a little better than Screech. You can definitely make an argument for Screech. Alright, so my guys just have the biggest butts. This side of Kim Kardashian. So we get just 2 Hawks, but that's okay. Still a decent deal. And he's a little behind on the board, but he can definitely catch up. What I really like about this particular style of deck is that we're less screwed on the board in general against mono black. And this sets it up. I mean, he does get out of disfigure range and dead weight, but I mean, the opponent can also do that and then witch, so it's not very relevant. And he's one turn away from Gray Merchant. Looks like Shittering Rats are... Oh, just Tendrils, that's fine. So now we just Battle Screech him. I mean, I would like to Teetering Peaks. Probably better use of just Battle Screeching. We could just save Teetering Peaks to actually do damage. We could also Peaks attack for 3 and play 2 Hawks, but Screech is just far and away better. So I think I'm actually going to hold the Peaks, and we'll go from there. I've had some interesting choices and interesting lines to take in this particular match, which I wasn't expecting. Yeah, I am going to hold the Peaks. It's not going to be a huge benefit, but he can't get rid of Lumen Thread Field, so we're not worrying about that. He might just slam Gray Merchant, but we can deal with it. I mean, we have creatures for days. Crypt Rats, however, is probably not too good for us. But, I mean, we obviously can refill here. Yeah, that kind of sucked. So he got a Hawk and he got a Battle Screech out of it. So it's a 2-for-1, kind of. We can Journey this. I think we just want to play 2 Hawks, and I'm still going to hold the Teetering Peaks. This is a good target to hit with Journey, but I'm gonna worry about that later. And I'm still holding the Peaks. It might be a mistake, but 5 mana is not that important. 6 mana is a little better, but you know, we do what we can. Actually, I mean, this is probably the most relevant target, but I'm still gonna hold it because what we're doing is we're setting up a next turn where a play next turn where we can attack with one guy with Peaks and then Battle Screech and Flashback. So yeah, this game's going to be really interesting. I mean, we can always still hit a lovely Order of Leapbur, which would be awesome. So I'm going to do the Battle Screech pre-combat because it looks like he might want to kill something. I'm not interested in casting Prismatic Strands this turn. He's not going to deal damage unless he has Farika's Cure or Soren's Thirst. So I'm going to do this first, just to get it out of the way. The only thing that really wrecks us is Echoing Decay here. Doesn't look like that's an option. Unless he wants to decay the spirits. Alright, let's crack them. Let's crack in for 3 whopping points of damage. Okay, so we untap. We can remove a guy and leave up Strands or whatever we want. So we're in a decent position here. It's going to attack there. So double blocking, yeah, I'm actually fine even taking a Shinobi hit, so I don't really care. I'm not going to block. Plus with Strands, I mean, we can totally race this. Gray Merchant does change things. He's got a Crypt Rats, which is just going to end all life as we know it. So that kind of sucks, but that's 2 Crypt Rats. Did he cast Unearth on it? Yeah, he did. So we're kind of down on our luck here. I think we still play Bone Splitter and equip it. This game's just getting really interesting now. We could just maximize our mana as well. I think we'll do that. We'll Journey this and play the Hawk. Cut down his devotion. He might start pinging us, so like, that's really annoying. So 11 plays 13. We've got a Prismatic Strands, a Threat, and a Bone Splitter. But he's got Unearths. So we'll see. Crypt Rats, yeah, doing a number on us. Okay, so now I'll just F4. Because we may want to use this at some point. What? Yep, just discard that. We'll play. We'll F4. As it turns out, Witch is not so much of a combo with Liliana Spectre. Don't know if you knew that. So, do we want to offer the trade? I think we'll threaten and attack and see what he wants to do. Because corrupt is an issue. Oh, just verdict us. Okay, well that solves that issue. And we're also kind of low. So we'll see what happens. We need to get some flyers. Another Battle Screech would be great. We also have a lot of like really bad draws, I think, at this point, but Order of Leaper is not one of them. So we'll see what happens here. You know, if he gets us to 8, we go down to 4 after that. So probably take it this turn, but not next turn. Just because of Grey Merchant's happening. Doesn't look like he's got one, though. Yeah, we can afford to attack. This guy isn't blocking, so the only question is whether we want to use that Strands. We can also blow this, but I think he's just going to Tendrils me. Oh, that's actually kind of good. So now we can block. We are at 7. Not so hot. Ugh. Alright. Well, this might be a matchup where we want to bring in Aven Riftwatcher. We definitely bring in Serrated Arrows and more creature control, more journeys. But I'm just not sure about Riftwatcher. So we go. I mean, we're in Grey Merchant range. Yikes. So this guy. Can we survive? I mean, we obviously have Strands. I don't think we leave up Pledge because we're going to use the Strands anyway. So we'll just equip him up. And we'll represent some bogus red spell that we're not playing. Okay, I'm pretty sure he could have done that last turn, but there you have it. That's going to be game 1, and we lost pretty resoundingly just to Crypt Rats twice. So that's going to impact how we try and play around things. Crypt Rats has seemed to become a little bit more popular. So, cards to consider taking out include Guardian's Pledge. Because he's killing our guys constantly, being able to pledge is not necessarily great. I think the field is necessary. I think Armorer is also necessary. Order is going to be one of our better cards. Relic, possible incorporation. I think the other creature kill is just really important. Cutting down their devotion count. I wouldn't mind bringing in Riftwatcher, but I don't think we have room. The Bone Splitter, I think, is fine. Makes our threats relevant. And that Relic would kind of be okay. I mean, he's playing Unearth, but maybe that's it. So maybe not so great. There's not a lot he can do to orders other than sweep our board and then edict us. I think these cards are still worth it. Maybe Strands as a 2 of is not necessary. We did see Tendrils though, so I think they're okay. Just not sure they're 100% great. I think this is fine, just killing his board and playing 4 orders on top of making him deal with all the tokens. I think that's probably what we want to be doing. So I'm going to try it like this. And I will play first. Now, this hand is really bad. This is actually the worst hand I've seen with this deck so far. So we're going to send it back. And this is a 1-lander on the play, but we can make 4 different plays. The Triplicate Spirits is basically a mull to 5, but the alternative is to literally mull to 5, and I don't think we'd get a 5 that's much better than this. So I'm going to keep it. I know this is really bad, but given the circumstances, I think it's actually what we want to be doing. I think it's the lesser of 2 evils. So we will attack and play Bone Splitter. We've got a lot of removal, so if we hit some lands next turn and turn after, I think we're still just basically on track. We do need to draw into threats, but we'll let it happen. He just passes, so we're probably going to spend our whole turn suiting up and just getting wrecked, but that's okay. There's no alternative. If we draw an untapped land, I'll just go ahead and play the Hawks. Okay, Spectre probably makes us get rid of Triplicate Spirits. Yeah. Nothing else is really playable here. There's Teetering Peaks. We can get in for 3 damage. I am worried about Unearth, but I think we could also just equip and Teetering Peaks it and offer the trade. Sunlance is probably better used against some of his other creatures. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. I mean, it might be a problem if he has Shinobi, but otherwise, I think it's better to save removal for witches and stuff like that. Now, I know that kind of contradicts what we did last game, so probably need to check myself for consistency's sake. He does take the block, so we might be facing off against an Unearth here, which would be unfortunate because we didn't get to resolve Squadron Hawk first. Nope, just pass. Okay, awesome. Yep, just play Squadron Hawk. Five, 6, 7. Yeah, we're not in terrible shape, but we'll see. I mean, we need to hit lands. Point blank period. Not hitting lands is is a really terrible option for us. So he's probably just sitting on the back of like a Crypt Rats. We have to make him use it. So I'm going to play Squadron Hawk and another Squadron Hawk. This I will journey. It's Devotion, and we can take everything else out with Sunlance. So I'm just going to attack and journey this. We just want to keep his board completely irrelevant so that we can buy time to hit our lands, which I have no idea why we are not hitting. So yeah, let's do it. third Hawk, I mean, I think it's kind of marginal, especially if he has another Gray Merchant that we currently can't deal with unless we draw Plains. Does seem like he just drew that Merchant, but what do I know? So now we're just kind of racing. We have a Strands in hand. He's got 3 cards. I mean, I don't feel like getting defensive yet, because the Strands can even things out, as can the Order, as can double Sunlance. So I think we're just going to attack and play Hawks and hope for the best. I don't really want to equip, not develop the board, and try and block. Seems pretty lame. I don't like doing stuff that's lame, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Keep it there. Full grip. Maybe if we hit some lands, we can actually make something of ourselves, because he's flooded and he's just Gray Merchanting us into oblivion, which is never fun. Ever. I'm going to 9. Sweet, sweet, merciful Mary. Wow. So we just go for 4 Hawks and get completely owned by Crypt Rats. We can play a Traveler and equip it and get maybe less owned by Crypt Rats. Attacking is not really amazing here. I don't know, attack for how much? We could try and double block and just get blown out, but yeah, I think we'll just try and double block and get blown out, and then, you know, if we hit the lands at some point, as like I keep saying, maybe something will happen. I mean, we can also just discard, but that seems like the worst thing we could do. I mean, maybe discarding the Strands at this point is relevant. That might be better. We have 2 blockers, though, so we're not even really that dead. Did he? Oh, he just used Echoing Decay. I was like, did he just discard Echoing Decay somehow? Yeah, so about this game. Yeah, I just think, honestly, you can critique my play or deck choice or whatever, but this deck actually rocks. Every inkling of testing I've done beforehand has kind of shown that for me. So, I think we're just really unlucky here. We can't even pitch. So I think we're just going to... I mean, we're at 4. I don't know. I don't think we have any outs other than drawing an untapped land, so I guess we try that. I think we've just been really unlucky. You know, only drawing 2 lands against triple Gray Merchant tends to affect your ability to win. And then our matchup in the first round, I mean, that's just going to be a lot of the times how that matchup goes. So nothing really to say about that. I am going to try and play the next few rounds. We might just have buys and not be able to continue. Yeah, we're actually just dead here. I don't know if you noticed. So we'll play Squadron Hawk and hope he doesn't attack. With 2 creatures. But he has 2 creatures, and there's no reason he wouldn't attack, so I'm pretty sure you can tell how this one's going to go. So hopefully we'll be seeing you guys for a round 3. If not, I'll have to do some kind of wrap-up video or something, try and get you guys a little bit more content. So stay tuned and we'll see what happens.
Curious about the price of a Magic Online card? Try our searchable price guide on the right sidebar of any MTGOacademy.com page.
Okay, well, we got a third match, and this is the O2 bracket. We're on the draw, and this hand actually really blows currently, but I think we're going to draw into some things to do. We do have a removal spell and some lands, so I'm actually going to keep it. There's not enough here for me to mulligan, especially since I don't know what he's playing. So we'll see how it goes. So let's see what he does. Bottom top. We find a Battle Screech. So we got all of our high drops, which not great right now. But we're one land away from casting Battle Screech. It looks like he's mono blue. And no Delver, no Cloud. So I have to assume he's probably not Delver, but he might just Spell Stutter Sprite us next turn. I'm just going to keep passing. This might be actually pretty rough for us. His combat step. Oh, I will F6. So maybe he misses a land. Nope. There's a Delver. So we could try and get rid of that, but Spell Stutter Sprite probably has other plans for us. Man, so many copies of Battle Screech. Well, I think we can actually stabilize if we hit another land, because we have so many copies of Battle Screech. Yeah, I'm not going to Sunlance here. Next turn we might be able to pitch a Battle Screech. I don't know. I don't even know if that's good. So is he the control version or not? I feel like he is. Because he hadn't pressured us for the first 2 turns in any way. Interesting. We got a variant on Essence Scatter and Remove Soul. But that's good because none of these are creature spells. So we know he has at least one. Okay, so we could play this. Yeah, I think we try it, and then we can try and Sunlance if it gets countered. Seems decent. He's just going to be like, well, should counter something. So I'll counter this. Oh, and he used Deprive, so that's interesting. He could have used Miscalculation, so I think the coast is clear. Let's go ahead and do that. Take out your one threat. Awesome. So we're not in bad shape. As long as we hit some lands. Can't think twice. Or AK, which I think is better. In case you didn't know, I've always played AK over Think Twice. I mean, they're both situational. One is better than the other in certain instances. I'm going to play this. I'm not going to cycle it. Because we want that 4th land badly. But I think we're going to punch through with some of these Battle Screeches. He can't counter 6 of them. And maybe he can. What do I know? He just drew more cards with the AK, so it's possible. Okay, here's Spire Golem. And here comes Battle Screech. Yeah, I mean, we know he has the counter for Doom Traveler, so let's start with these. And we saw him use Deprive, so kind of makes me think that a counterspell is not likely. So next turn, is it true that we can Screech, flashback Screech, and then flashback another Screech? He's just going to play a Ninja? Oh! Well now. That kind of sucks. We're just going to have to fight through that, to be honest. And we have the capability to do that. I'll just take the damage, sir. We have 5 lands. We can cast Triplicate Spirits and flashback Battle Screech. We can also play Battle Screech from our hand. We have 4 spirits. Flashback Battle Screech from the graveyard. We have 7 spirits, but only 4 of them are untapped, so we can't cast triplicate. Is that correct? Okay, we play our 5th land. Battle Screech for 4 mana, so we have 1 land untapped. We have 4 creatures. Battle Screech from the yard gives us tap 3, make 2, so we have 3 still. We can basically Battle Screech, 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 and that gets us 6 more guys. Or we could Triplicate Spirits, which gets us 3 guys, and then Screech, which gets us 5 total. So I think it's better to Screech, Screech, Screech. We can also try and tap him out with the Doomed Traveler, and that ensures the Battle Screech goes through. But he didn't have a counter for it last time. We also have to worry about playing into Echoing Truth, but he just slammed the arrows, so I think we have to not play around Echoing Truth. So it's just a matter of, do I want to just sack this Doomed Traveler? I think we can. I mean, yeah, let's do it. That's fine. Because he knows we have Screech in the yard, so he'll want to counter it also. Alright, awesome. Sure. And I'm not going to attack. I'm just going to do this. Hopefully he doesn't ping in response, because that would kind of screw my plans up. Yeah, I didn't think about that. So it's actually probably worse to do what we just did. I think in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to be a huge difference, but it is relevant. And we have all these Guardian's Pledges coming up. Alright, so we're going to have 4 guys. We can Triplicate Spirit. I mean, I don't know if I want to put everything on the table. Screech are Eagles, and Spirits are tokens, so I guess Echoing Truth is not that bad. What did he do with this? Bottom top. So he has 1 card he likes. He didn't attack. He's got 4 cards total. He pings the guy main phase. So I mean, that to me says I don't have Echoing Truth, or I probably don't even play Echoing Truth. Piracy Charm's another. So we have Prismatic Strands here. So we can try and Screech. And Screech, Screech, Screech. We can Triplicate. If we Triplicate, we can't Screech. So I think we want to try and build up to an epic Screech. So let's see if that's possible. Right, 4 mana. I've never been in this spot. 5 spirits, tap 3. We have 4 spirits, so that we can't actually triplicate there. Triplicate also diversifies our... I think I'm going to tap 3, make 2. I don't know. Leaving up strands doesn't actually do anything. Getting in for damage, I'm not interested in. So let's just try and make the most spirits possible. So we do that. It has to be Screech into spirits. Can we even do that? 4. Or maybe we can Screech a million times. I think it starts here. I guess we could Screech into spirits. Oh, he's going to counter it. It's not even... Oh. He's going to maybe counter it. I mean, he drew 3 cards. That's epic. He is going to counter it. Counter. Alright, so we'll just make more. I think it's going to be tough for him to fight off the board position in general, especially with a couple Guardian's Pledge coming in. He's losing the arrows. He's obviously 1 for 1-ing. So I think we're in pretty good shape, actually. 3 cards. We want to get to a position where we have 6 mana, where we can use both of the pledges. Okay, 4 spirits. Do we draw first? I actually want to use this, right? We want our 6th land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So don't show him that yet. I think we do this first. Wow, all 4 AKs. Epic. Still didn't matter. So I guess we'll try it. I mean, what do I have to lose? Hiya! And I'll play. Alright, so we have 9 guys on the table. Maybe he let it resolve because he has Echoing Truth, but I don't think so. If he does, I mean, we're not winning from the looks of things, so we have to kind of be all in. We have 2 copies of Guardian's Pledge, which might just destroy him. Yeah, we want to get on the offensive here. It's got 5 cards. Don't know what they could be. Got to be at least a couple lands in that bunch. Probably some more false summoning. Okay. No attacks. So we draw an Armorer. Does that even do anything? I mean, it maybe baits out a counter. But I think it's better to try and pledge here. 6, we have 9 guys, so it's 18 damage coming across. We just try and pledge. Because he probably has false summoning. I want to do this before I swing in. 15. Wow, that resolved? Holy hell. So he has to block. Alright, that's 18 plus 6 plus 9. 27. So he's got to block. He's actually dead to this. Wow, Guardian's Pledge is crazy. I didn't even have to attack him all game. Just resolve 1 Guardian's Pledge. It's a crazy world we live in. Alright, let's go. Sideboarding. That's right. So I like the plan that we kind of used against Mono Black, except this time we do want to cut orders. And that just means having a lot of threats, but also a lot of removal. Sunlance does hit Delver, doesn't do so hot against Spire Golem, obviously. So we want to think about that. I definitely want the Journeys. And the Rift Watchers are very good, I would say, in my opinion. He appears to be a control deck, not the typical Delver tempo kind of deck. So I think we want to keep that in mind. A card like Holy Light is not so great. Sundering Growth, I think I like. Is just a terror for his Spire Golem, which is the main thing that's going to hurt us. Also, Serrated Arrow seems fine. We may need to cut some of this stuff, so it doesn't seem so useful. Maybe some of these. Prismatic Strand seems pretty weak, actually. I'm fine with Rootborn Defenses as just a trick, but maybe we reconsider that. We just go crazy amounts of removal mode. See what that would look like. Relic only hits his accumulated knowledge, so I don't really care. So we have 6 slots, so I'm thinking 2 of these and 4 of these. Whoa. That seems good. So we've got a lot of removal, got a lot of flyers. We just take over the air. That's what this deck is actually pretty good at, in case you didn't know. Let's do it. So we won our first game. Hooray. This hand looks great. Keepin, he went to 6, so we at least get to show you guys a little bit of what this deck can do. I mean, the big card that does wreck us in this matchup potentially is Echoing Truth. But that's it. I mean, really, there's nothing else they can really do from my point of view that I think is really going to hurt us. he just passes, makes it a little awkward. I think we just pressure him with the attack, and we don't we don't make a follow-up play. I don't know if I checked what he did with the preordain. He just bought them both. So it looks like he might be flooded. Again, I'm just going to attack and play the step. That way, if he taps 2 mana for Spire Golem, we can play 2 of our 2 mana spells, and one will get through. Probably want it to be, I don't know, maybe the Hawk. I don't know. Man, he is a master with these AKs. Yep, so I mean, we have more than one way to get rid of the Golem. So I think Squadron Hawk is probably better. We could also go with Battle Screech. But this is a rare opportunity for us. So I think I'll go with Journey as the bait. If he takes the bait, then we get a real things in with the Squadron Hawk. And if he lets it go, we just Journey his guy and attack. So, I mean, he doesn't really win, no matter how you slice it. So it's just patience. It's a virtue. This deck is not trying to blitzkrieg. It's just... Okay, so we can make 2 plays still. Battle Screech is one of them, however. We could also do a Rift Watcher Hawk play. I think I kind of want to make him do something. Meaning, actually that means I don't think I want to make a play this turn. We don't care if Doom Traveler doesn't make it. Yeah, I'm just going to attack and pass. He's got to do something. I mean, if he gets one more land, he can play free Spire Golems. But if we get one more land, we can make hopefully 3 plays, right? 2, 5, 6, yeah. Right. Okay, pass. Like I said, he is a master with accumulated knowledge. 3 in both games? What kind of a sick joke is this? I played that card for years. I don't have that kind of luck. Alright, well, we definitely have a huge opening here. So I'll be glad to use that. I think we played Teetering Peaks. I don't know, what's better to get Screech or Hawk down? We play the Peaks, he has to shoot this. We're definitely playing Peaks. Let's do this first. It'll give us a little clarity. I mean, Rift Watcher's okay in this situation. Battle Screech is probably a little better. Just gonna do it now. Okay. We can Battle Screech and then get Squadron Hawk. I think that's actually fine. Because even if he counters Screech... Oh. I miscounted my mana. So this actually is not great, but Yeah, this is actually not great. Not sure what I was thinking there. We got some pressure. We're making him spend his arrows. I guess that's something. Okay. So he's fishing. We want to watch the clock too. We don't want him to get too awesome with his clock. Okay, 5 cards, 5 lands. Or, yeah, 5 lands in play. Just Arrow's main phase, trying to save some time. Looks like he's going to Delver us. Oh, just 1-for-1 removal. So 2 counter spells up. We have 3 lands. Not in love with that. So do we bait with serrated arrows? I don't know. We'll have 7 mana next turn. If we play this, I think we're just gonna wait. Yeah, I'm just gonna have 6. Here, your guy gets a bonus. Congratulations. So I don't think we've seen Counterspell from him, which is very odd. I would imagine he's playing it, we just haven't seen it. We just see Deprive. I don't think Counterspell is even that expensive anymore. He is using Una's Grace, so that's giving him some inevitability, which is a motivator to try and get us to make a play, but we already screwed up on the Battle Screech play. So I think I'll hold back for now. Okay, 7 mana in play. And a Bone Splitter. So now we can make 3 different plays. This is probably our best opportunity to do so. So I'm going to just go ahead and do it. He just immediately counters that. So that kind of tells me this might not work out so well. But we're not going to be able to cast more than 3 spells in a turn, so something's about to resolve. Alright, we get Squadron Hawk. That's not so bad. So he has a land in hand, which works really well with Una's Grace. And this actually worked out for us. And did you notice he also got the 4th AK once again? Pretty crazy. Probably should have tapped that, but in this format it really doesn't matter so much. Alright, well that's out of here. We have 3 Hawks and not a lot else. Sweet. Well, now we can Screech. Yeah, let's try and draw something out. I want to save Armorer. He doesn't seem to be doing anything. How can he have 6 cards and no counterspell? It's really odd. Let's just try it. Is it better to counter Battle Screech? Maybe. Yep, that was his plan. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is a pretty weird game, actually. But mono counter spells will do that to you. He may have boarded out a Delver. I don't think he would have, but he might have. It's going to be hard to win the game just on the back of Spire Golem. So, we're not playing that. want to force through something. Let's attack first and see what happens, I guess, question mark. I don't think we actually even need to make a play this turn, but... because we have time, so I think we're just going to pass. He does just Una's Grace for, a pretty long time. He's got to be decently flooded at this point also. Okay. Okay. Probably going to be pretty rough for us. But we also have serrated arrows. Well, now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can try and get the armorer down. Probably shouldn't tap my red sources. I mean, it'll take him a couple turns to get rid of it. But we're on a pretty significant clock, so I'm not actually sure any of what we're doing really matters. Now that he has 2 golems, it's kind of a problem. But he's also running out of cards. He's played 3 counterspells, 2 counterspells, 3 deprives, so he's probably got his other counters anyway. But if that's the case, then there's no way we're really getting out of this, I don't think. So draw a card, question mark. Seems fine. One, two, we have 6 now. Yeah, we still do this. There's another Screech. Is it more important than arrows? 1, 2, 3. We only have 7 here. So I think we're going to go for it. Counterspell number 3. So 1 more counterspell, but that's all he really needs. So maybe... oh. Maybe baiting with the arrows was better because we only have 1 more turn here. So we have to resolve the arrows. Which is pretty tough to do. So he's got prohibits, 4 counterspells, 4 deprive maybe. Alright, this is actually okay for us. That he's doing this now. I think I played this game completely wrong. Sure. Well, that actually helps. So we'll start here, because we might be able to kill both of his guys. And that's not how we want to cast this. So if he counters, I can Sundering Growth 1. Unfortunately, cannot do anything else. And we still only have 1 turn, so this Sunlands isn't doing anything. So he has to have nothing, and we have to have something. Yeah, we definitely played this wrong. Had we baited out with arrows earlier, I think we could have gotten Screech and bought a significant number of turns. I'm actually just going to concede. The clock actually is probably a relevant consideration there. Sunlance didn't seem like it was really doing anything for us, but I don't think it's much better than anything else we have. Relic does hit Una's Grace, but I don't really care, so I'm just going to leave it like this. This is honestly the most I've lost with this deck by far. Going into this, I lost one match out of about 14 or 15 matches. Now that was in tournament practice and some of the other rooms, so the level of competition is a little different. But I think it's just been the perfect storm of fairly atrocious circumstances, including what we see here. But this hand looks nice, so we'll keep it. And I think we will be able to own with it. Leading with the Traveler in case we draw another Plains. Also just get a pressure. I mean, there's a chance we might want to do it the other way, considering he's mono blue. But if we draw Plains, we look really silly with the other line. So, you know, Plains is the most likely draw we have. So there's all that. Yeah, we draw a Bone Splitter, not so bad. Actually can do something this turn. Yeah, we're looking really good. We'll see. If he hits all his land drops and consistently counters stuff and flips immediately, then we might be having some problems. And luckily for us, he did not flip. And he didn't attack either. So that's really odd. He wants to block. That seems pretty lame. I mean, if I try to equip, what happens? I think we just try to equip here. If he Piracy Charms, we get a guy. If he bounces, we can just replay it. I'm not really interested in making any other plays, so especially because we miss a land. Oh, how sad. Take some damage. Alright, so we'll see how this goes now. 2 removal spells, Squadron Hawk. There's a Preordain, so things looking pretty insane, and he has a Quicksand. Well, let's hope he casts Preordain this turn. Him Quicksanding us just gives us a blocker, though, so I don't know about that play. And there's some land, so that's a good start. Let's go ahead and attack first, see what he wants to do. So we're currently winning the race. If he taps out for arrows, then we can hopefully draw Plains, journey his guy, Squadron Hawk, and that really turns the game around. Alright, so yeah, we're just going to equip. I'm glad he set himself back a land. Hang on. I should not have F6'd right there, because if he had, for some reason, charmed in response, we'd have an opening on our second main to play another guy. So the use of the Quicksand makes me think that maybe he has a few more lands in his hand than he might want. Just chooses to pass. Alright, so we've got him kind of on the defensive. Yeah, I'm fine actually casting Peaks here and attacking. We're ahead on the race, and then if he does something brash next turn, again, we have 2 awesome plays we can make. So I'm fine attacking him. I don't think he has life gain. And we do. We have tons of life gain for Aven Riftwatcher. Okay, he's just going to block. Alright, well, I'm not going to make a follow-up play. Let's take it back to ground zero, except we have an extra land. Hopefully. Well, there's his 4th land, so now we can get pretty wild. I mean, not insane, but we can play Armorer and play Hawk. So that's good. We have a 5th land as well. Awesome. Obviously want to play that first. And I will equip the Hawk because we're probably not swinging into Quicksand on the ground. That was our best turn yet. Looks like he has another arrows. Yeah, this is not going so great. Oh, he doesn't. Okay, so we can definitely get rid of this golem. He's on 3 cards, so that's good. And he's using the Preordain. And he keeps both cards, not too hot, but yeah, so let's start journeying. And we're going to need to play another Hawk at some point just to get past this. Deprive. At least it sets him back. Yeah, I do want to journey this. It's slowing us down way too much. He seems to be a little wary of taking damage, which in mono blue you kind of have to be because you can't deal with the board outside of cards like Quicksand or Serrated Arrows. So I can see why that is, I suppose. He's got 3 cards. We have... Yeah. I guess we could Guardian's Pledge here. But he's probably going to counter that. But if he doesn't, he takes like 7. We are going to play this because we need to get up to 6 lands. It's impossible he doesn't have another counter in hand. I guess it's not impossible. Piracy Charm first, so that kind of keeps us from doing anything. So yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just draw some more stuff out of his hand. He's also pretty low on the clock. He's down to 1 card, so awesome. He's going to lose his arrows. I don't know what's going to happen after that. Hopefully we just beat him down with our lone Squadron Hawk. Just play an island and go away. Uh-oh. Another arrows. Oh, Deep Analysis. Okay. Well, 2 cards and a Spire Golem. And I think I'm going to hold that one. So we can fight through the oppressive Squadron Hawk. Or the oppressive Spire Golem. And we'll leave up Guardian's Pledge. Because right now we're kind of banking on this Hawk. So I wonder if he's going to use this. Looks like he is. Sure. Oh no! And it puts a counter on, so pledging doesn't do anything. That's really sad. Alright, we need to hit big. That's kind of big. Except for this quicksand here on the ground. And we can't give him haste, but... oh well. Can only ping once. He's got 2 quicksand now, so he's useless as a fighter. Yeah, this is slipping away, which is crazy. We got time. We got time. Definitely gonna cycle. Double Guardian's Pledge. Can't cast it. I can cast it next turn though. But this guy will be dead next turn. Yeah, I think we just make him do it with the serrated arrows. Which he chose not to, so maybe we can do something. Sure. Yeah, that was too fast to not be bottom. It's probably just lands. He's at 450 on the clock. I might try this double Guardian's Pledge play because he chose not to arrows me. So should we use the peaks? Yeah. He quicksands, I use Pledge. That's 2 Guardian's Pledge down the tubes. I don't know about this idea. This idea seems kind of weak. This idea seems kind of weak. Alright, let's do it. We're committed. I mean, we committed to this plan, so... yeah. Not the not the best decision I've ever made in life. So he takes 7. Unless he has Piracy Charm. He goes to 3, that's not so bad. And actually our guy is alive for a second. So okay, that actually worked out. I'm kind of shocked. Our guy is alive for like a turn. And maybe he should have cast Una's Grace before all of that craziness happened. So we may time him out here. Kind of hard to say. Yeah, we don't really have any time, so to dick around, so I'm just going to cast this. I don't want to play the land just because I don't want to show him what else we have. It would be a miracle if this makes it. Yeah, I'm just going to hold the land. We got to keep him guessing, I guess. He's got to hit us 5 times with his Golem, which maybe he can do. Oh, he has the Delver too also. Oh. It's slipping away, guys. Maybe the 15 matches I played were all a elaborate mirage, because we're going 0-3 here. What? How is this even happening, guys? Explain this to me. I'm sure you will. I'm expecting comments aplenty on things to be improved, which is great. Man, what is it with this guy and his AKs? I don't think I've ever gotten triple AK 3 games in a row. We can't draw anything. He's going to draw 3 off AK. There's no way we resolve anything here. Oh, we just... lose on the spot. So, yeah, that's the end of that chapter. Maybe there's a round 4. Hopefully. I don't know if you guys want to even stick around to see it, but it might be there. Might be there, might not. Thanks for watching, regardless, and we'll talk to you later.